Ah, there you are. I know you're looking at your screen going, that's a good looking black man. And you're right. I'm Preacher Moss, and you're not. Today I want to talk about Olive Branch Muslim Family Services, better known as the people who help people. And I need you to help the people who help people so they can continue to, you guess it, help people. Get it? Got it? Good. Olive Branch Muslim Family Services. Action you can see, compassion you can feel. Graphic now. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everybody. I'm Preacher Moss, host of the SOS, the Shout Out Show. I hope that you are having a wonderful Thursday. Why is it a wonderful Thursday? Because it's one day away from Friday, brothers and sisters. You couldn't ask for more. If I could give it to you, I couldn't, because it's exactly what I'm talking about. Thursdays, because y'all know you're going to go to work on Friday and you ain't really going to work. And if it's a pay week Friday, you definitely ain't going to go to work. You trying to figure out, oh my gosh, how could I have gotten direct deposit? Did I want to have to go ahead and look at my boss and ask for this money? But it's okay. We appreciate everybody for coming here on Shout Out Show. We had a great day yesterday, graduation, things like that. Again, greetings, salutations, and peace to everyone, and thanks to everyone that came and watched the graduation process. I know some of y'all came to watch, make sure I wasn't lying, but it's okay. My father said, "You know what? You got the paper, boy. It's official." And I heard him on the phone like, "The boy ain't lying. He got it." So again, and thanks for your support over the years. I tell people, I'm in a space now where I haven't been in a long time. I've been in school for like the last 3 years, thinking about assignments and projects and thesis and homework and reading and post and all of that. And it just feels nice to be able to get somewhere on a Saturday or a Sunday and just say, you know what, I want to watch Sanford and Son. I want to watch one of my favorite episodes. Blind Melon Jelly. I want my daddy's records. Okay, so I just threw that in for Satana to give her a laugh. So listen, everybody, this is a kickback show. You guys know what Thursday is. It's Throwback Thursday, TBT Thursdays. It's TBT here on the Shout Out Show. I have a topic that I'm happy to talk about, and I'm going to explain some things to some people. Some of you young folks don't understand the nuance of old school, OG, old gangsters from back in the day. And to be an OG back in the day, you didn't have to be a guy. You could be a woman too. We have female OGs too. I'm going to be addressing that. But it's a fun thing. So if you're out there watching the show, you're tuning in, listen, I want you to get into our comment section. I don't care if you've been on the Shout Out Show or not before. It doesn't matter. Get in there, man, because I want to hear some comments, because this is a funny topic. I'm going to bring up some scenarios, but I'm sure people out there who are watching, that are viewing, I know that you have funny stories too, and I would appreciate if you would share some of your stories and experiences with us here on the Shout Out Show platform. Before we do that, if anybody's coming on the show for the first time, you know what? I don't give long explanations. We appreciate you coming. If you don't mind, click the subscription link, the notification link, the link button, or the like button, or whatever, if you get a chance. Otherwise, listen, if you want to be a part of the Shout Out Show experience, get in that comment section. Let us know who you are. You know why? Because we have a collective of people who come here on the Shout Out Show, and they've been coming for months and months and months and over a year now. They're called the stars in the building. Those will be the Shout Out Show soldiers, some of the originals who come here every day, and they take part in this conversation that we have. Sometimes it's a serious conversation. Sometimes it's just abject silliness led by you know who, me. Because sometimes, brothers and sisters, you can't be all dour in the face. Sometimes you just gotta, you gotta have a laugh sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the stars in the building, because I realize sometimes we go through a whole lot of stuff, man, and we don't even get to the crux of the show. So I see the people, we got people tuning in. So let's get folks up. We got Sister Sakina Mujahid out of Charlotte, North Carolina. How you doing, Sister Sakina? She's holding down there with her tribe of young men, young mujahids, if you will. We appreciate you for coming on the on the show, sister, and appreciate your support as always, Sister Sakina. Next up, we got the ambassador. If you're looking at the show for the first time, the Shout Out Show has an official Canadian ambassador. This will be my brother, Altaf Rashid. He comes here and makes sure that the exchange rate between Canada and U.S. laughter and frivolity is always at a fair trade. All right, brothers and sisters. Brother Altaf, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And I thank you, brother, for giving me the whole thing. And don't be like people like salams. That just means peace. Assalamu. That just peace be unto. Give me the whole thing. I want the buffet of blessings. I want the peace. I want the mercy, and I want the blessing. Don't you short me. Don't you short me. All right. Thank you, Brother Altaf. And we got Brother Adam Khan. What's going on? The Viceroy, my main man, Adam Khan. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Adam, I hope everything's going well for you, my brother, and you're kicking in the great, we call it the Great White North, back from the 60s. We call it the Great White North, but that was for the white man in the United States. I know we got a lot of brown people up there in Canada. I've been there. I've seen it. Canada is not white. Canada is like mocha. All right. Adam, I hope you're doing well, man. Thank you for coming on the show. And I know you're going to contribute to this conversation, Adam. So stop being like that. I know you're going to contribute. All right. Next up, we got. This is my main man, Sam. What's going on, Sam? And Sam is one of the hardest working man in nonprofit. He works for Helping Hand Research and Development, better known as Helping Hand. Hey, brother, I'm glad you came on the show, man. I know we caught up. Oh, thank you, brother. Original Muslim Gangster. I appreciate that, brother. But you know what, people, I want to celebrate this brother because he's done a lot of work, man, here in the United States, abroad. This brother, you know, he's diligent. He's diligent in the way that I feel like will make a lot smile. He's out there servicing the people, you know, and I have to say this, you know, he doesn't get paid enough to do what he does. But you know what? He doesn't complain about it. And I respect that. So, Sam, I always hope, man, my brother, that you are blessed and Allah continues to bless you and your family for what you've done for the community. All right. He says, get your suitcase ready. All right, brother. That's my partner in crime. Next up, we got Eric Carter. Eric, is it? See, Eric, if you live in DC, your name would not be Eric. It'd be Eric. We'd be like, y'all see Eric, but we're not in DC. So, brother Eric, thank you for coming on the show. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brother. Appreciate you coming on the show. And I want you to jump in on this topic if you get a chance. And we got my little brother, Johnny L. Thomas, better known as JT. Now, I'm telling y'all, people, no one else can call him JT except maybe Satana, my mom. He's always going to be JT to me, Johnny L. Thomas to y'all. It's a personal thing. It's petty, but I embrace my pettiness, brothers. I embrace my pettiness. I heard somebody call him JT one time. I was like, I'm going to have to punch somebody in the throat. But Allah settled my heart. He settled my heart. And I was like, let it go, brothers. Let it go. You don't want to be punching people in the throat or threatening people. So, JT, good to see you on the platform, man. I hope everything's going well for you. And he was my fast partner. He was one of my fasting partners. He made it through all 30 days. Peace and blessings be upon you, man. And I pray that Allah rains down his mercy on you and your family. You get those blessings. Johnny L. Thomas, better known as JT. Oh, there you go. You know, man. It's you know, I like to talk positive about people. This is one thing about the Shout Out Show. You've never heard me have to really give somebody the business because they were a bad person. They did something bad to me. We're easing up on 400 shows. Satana, how many shows we have? We're 390 something, whatever. I've never had to like go at somebody on the show that wasn't like a political person. Was, you know, like it was something that happened in the news or something. I have gone after people that way. I'm being honest with you. But people on the show are just quality people and quality relationships. And it's just fun to watch everybody, you know, pull it all together. Sam, my main man. And we got Sister Satana working if it was a DJ, we say she's working the one and the twos. She's working this finger right here, brothers and sisters. That boy, this finger right here go out is no more shout out show. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm gonna stop right there with fingers. Okay, so listen, I want to get started because we're already 10 minutes into this thing, and we are on the BBB program, which is Be Brief, Brother. Yet again, I want to talk to you guys about old school. Throwback Thursday, we are talking about funny family outings. Funny family outings. Now, some of y'all are bougie, so I'm going to explain to you the difference between a vacation and an outing. Between a vacation and an outing. Let me switch cameras. So, here you go. So here's the difference. A family outing requires one tank of gas. One tank of gas. And you do not spend more than a half a tank of gas. A family outing is we know exactly where we're going, and we're going to come back the same way. A lot of times, the sun will be up when you go, and the sun will be up when you come back. That's an outing. An outing usually has a mileage situation attached to it, no more than 40 to 60 miles. Anywhere from 0 to 60 miles is an outing. Anything over 100, that's a vacation. Okay? With the exception of if somebody else is driving. I'll get to that point. If you drive 200 miles, 300 miles to go someplace, that is not an outing. That's a vacation. If you have to pack, hear me now, anything other than a picnic basket, not picnic basket, a picnic basket, brothers and sisters, that is an outing. If you have to take a toothbrush and more than one pair of drawers, that is a vacation. An outing does not require a change of clothes. Now that we've established that fact, let's talk about outings. Okay. All right. Musician family going to thrift store always worth the laugh. The only thing worse than having your mom pick out your clothes was your mom pick up somebody else's clothes. But Doug, you putting out some powerful and painful information about your upbringing, my brother. But we appreciate you sharing. You know what? Because we preach, we're therapy. Shout out show is therapy too. All right. Here's the outing I love. One of the earliest outings I knew, of course, was the grandma's house. When I say grandma's house, it usually happened on a Sunday because, everybody worked Monday through Friday, Saturday, so like get the house straight. And Sunday you go up, and it was good to go to grandma's house because grandma had food. She had a lot of love. She had a lot of caring, a lot of stories, but we went for the food. Okay, if grandma was not over, a hot pan of something, we'd be like, grandma's sick. But for many years, I benefited from that. My father and my mother would take me up to 5525 7th Street Northwest, 7th Street Northwest, DC, and we would have food. And I'm saying that as a tradition. That was an outing. Vacations, what did I tell you about vacations? Did you have to take new drawers and a t-shirt? Well, then it was an outing. And one of the best things is, and this is about a time too, in the early 70s, as the Black community began to move in the middle class, one of my favorite outings was my mom and dad would take me to this place. If you're on the East Coast, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if Satana knows what I'm talking about. We had a place, it was a pizza joint called Shakey's Pizza. We went to Shakey's Pizza. It was on Route 450 Annapolis Road, and it was in Landover Hills, Maryland. And Shakey's Pizza, brothers and sisters, this is before they really had takeout pizza. This is when you had to sit down and wait for that pizza, and you be in the midst of all those different smells. You'd be smelling cheese, you'd be smelling sauce. This is when I was a pork eater too. You'd be smelling bacon and sausage and ham. I know some of y'all about to cut off the shout out show. I said I was a child then. I didn't know the way. I didn't know the way of how the Black man need to eat for life. I wouldn't eat for life then because I was only 7. I didn't know how to eat for life. Because I was 7. I was eating because I was hungry. I look at the balance and I pray that the balance of years I was Muslim versus the years I was a swine eater have balanced out, brothers and sisters. maybe they did. Maybe they did. But the best thing about going for an outing is the amount of time that you spend in a car was greatly reduced. Outings, brothers and sisters, held families together, strengthened families. Vacations of trips more than 6-7 hours in the car did serious damage to a lot of families. There were a lot of fights. There were a lot of, and this is the period, brothers and sisters. You didn't have GPS. If you made a left when you should have made a right, you didn't have anything to go turn around, make a U-turn. Oh no, you were lost. You'd be lost for 30, 40 miles. And I know I've been on some of those trips, brothers and sisters. But I'm saying the idea of the idea of the outing, the family outing, I think it's a lost. I think it's a lost thing. Even when you didn't have a car, you could have a family outing. Hear what I'm saying? Even when you didn't have, I remember a guy going, "Hey man, I'm going to the store. You want to go?" We're like, "Yeah." That was a family outing. Even if we didn't have a car, we had shoe leather, brothers and sisters. But the walk to the store and the conversation over and the conversation back, and this is when you know it's a family outing. Whatever you bought at the store or the chicken shack or the hamburger place, you knew it was real because you can eat it on the way back. Think about that. You can eat it on the way back. Thus, McDonald's could be a family item. Wendy's could be a family item. Popeye's not really, because you really can't eat chicken and drive at the same time. I've seen people who tried, and it was scary, brothers and sisters. But French fries and ham sandwiches and, oh my gosh, White Castle, Club Little Tavern, all these places specialize in food that you can drive with. Drive with. You know why? Because they knew the value of a family outing. Now, I see some people in the chat. Tell me some of your favorite family outings. I'm going to give you the one exception for a family outing. And the exception for a family outing is when someone else drove. When someone else drove. I'm going to big up my Aunt Ruth, the memory of my Aunt Ruth. Love you, Aunt Ruth. I'm going to big up the memory of my Aunt Ann. Love you, Aunt Ann. And my cousin Nook. We had a thing where the family, the Moss family, brothers and sisters, the Moss and the Fosters, we would go to the county fair. We would go to the Richmond County Fair. Okay? Now, if you've never been to a county fair, you're deprived. Probably going to need some therapy. But if you have gone, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody has a bus trip. That's everyone who's gone on a bus trip that's sponsored by a church or a band or a group of people who like, we all gonna go. You buy tickets, we buy tickets. It was the most organic thing in the world. It counts as, to me, a family outing because you would go there, you come back. Now, the layout for my family was my Aunt Ruth somehow would get these tickets, and every time the fair came through, listen to me, for a number of years as a child into my teens, before I started playing sports, we would go to the Richmond County Fair in Richmond, Virginia. There's Richmond County Fair and there was the York County Fair. Now, this is why these were important. Before the days of Amazon and Amazon and eBay and all that type of stuff, you used to have to go to these places, and these places will open up. There's a place in York, Pennsylvania called Moss Street, as a matter of fact. And you would go there, and they would have all the discount fly stuff. And so my aunt would go there, and she would literally buy all of her Christmas stuff. So you had different trips. Or one was to the county fair. That's the fair. And then they would have shopping trips. Now, I never really went on the shopping trips because I was, of course, young and impatient. I didn't want to do that. I still don't shop well. I go into the mall right there to have what I want, and I leave. I shouldn't be in the mall more than 30 minutes. That's my thing. But my thing is the idea of correlating families and church members to get on a bus and drive to this place. And you would get there, and we would always leave early. I don't know why we left so early. Oh, because it was a bus trip. And I remember as a kid, my grandmother and my aunt would make me take a bath before I went to bed because it wasn't enough time to take a bath uh, and still make it over to where the bus was. Everybody had to take your bath at night, then you wash up in the morning, you were gone. And by the way, I love my grandmother. I love my grandmother. But I seriously thought about calling the police on her because grandma had no idea of how hot bath water is supposed to be. And she'd be like, sit down in the water. I'm like, Grandma, am I taking a bath? Am I making tea? I don't want to be here. But you couldn't say anything. She'd be like, you better get in that water. Crying and boiling at the same time. But I digress. It was all a process, brothers and sisters, of getting ready to go on this family outing. I said family outing. This is how good it is. My mom and dad never go. They never went. I think my mom went one time. My dad, he rarely ever. I don't even think he went. I think he was just glad to see me gone. He'd be like, hey, son, all right, now take care. All right. In fact, I would be dropped off on Friday. I wouldn't see them till Sunday. So Friday get dropped off. Saturday we go to the fair. We come back, and Sunday they would pick me up and I go back to school. This is amazing. What do you got for me, Altaf? What do you call those trips you made with your aunts and cousins when you held them hostage by not stopping an outing or vacation? Okay, Altaf has jokes. Altaf has jokes. You about to lose your citizenship. I'm about to do a Donald Trump on you, brother. Nah. Those were vacations. Those were not outings. On an outing, I'm gonna tell you something. On an outing, if you got to use a bathroom on an outing, then something's wrong with you. If I gotta go to Shakey's Pizza, you had to use the bathroom on the way up. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say because it was just bad. I'm just saying, don't drink so much water. Don't drink so much water. So listen. Okay, what you got for me, Adam? We go to Mother's Pizza, the only place where we can get shrimp on a pizza. It's an outing, which means that you can actually calculate the time you're going to be there. Vacations, you don't know. We get there on a Friday, we're going to leave on Tuesday. You don't know when Tuesday or when you get there on Friday. Outing, it takes 15 minutes this way and 15 minutes that way. It was the most beautiful thing in the world. So I was talking about some of these things, the trips and stuff like that, and I think the art of the outing is lost. Reading, Pennsylvania bus trips were the worst. Oh, Sultana's in therapy, everybody. Ding, 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 ding. Reading, Pennsylvania. And we went to Reading too, Sister Sultana. We went to Reading too. What do you have for me? They were the worst. There all day, and I don't like shopping, so I was bored. You should have gone to the York, Pennsylvania County Fair. See, that's the thing. Yeah, you should have asked somebody. Richmond, beautiful spot. And it was fun. Richmond was really fun. And I think one of the parts that made the quick outing, like when you would go to the fairs, like I said, what made it official is you didn't drive. If you had to drive, then it's a vacation. JT says, I have a poster from the 1977 Circus Fair in Milwaukee. JT, you know what I'm talking about. Miss Thomas took you on an outing. JT says, I have it from Milwaukee. It's not like I had it from Indianapolis. Oh, here we go. Donald Foster, I remember them, brother. Yes. And my Aunt Ruth and my grandmother, they would find every chicken within 20% in a 20-mile radius of 5525 7th Street, and they would cook it. And they would fry all the chicken in the world, brothers and sisters, and had a formula. Don Foss is a cousin. He probably knows this. You had the chicken in aluminum foil and a boiled egg. So you got fried chicken and a boiled egg, and they would put it in a big thing, and we would drink RC Cola. Hey, Don, your grandma used to drink RC before we got into Pepsi. We got bougie and started drinking Pepsi Cola. Coca-Cola. Before that, Negroes were on RC, Royal Cola. That's right, I called it out. Okay, so the nature of the outing, brothers, it's the food. And driving was cool because you had a bus driver. You always had to tip the bus driver. And, most of the time, every once in a while, the bus would break down or whatever. Because that happened one time. The bus broke down. We had to come back. But the whole idea is that you have a whole community of people in a bus on the way. And it was just the most peaceful drive in the world. You sleep, you laugh. There's always a comedian on the bus, somebody saying something crazy that passed the time away. But again, we didn't go to a hotel. But again, we didn't go to a lodge or a resort. We went to the spot. Now, the only downside about those trips is usually somebody with a bad stomach got in the bus bathroom and made it uncomfortable for everybody. Made it uncomfortable for Eric, everybody. That was the only downside. Somebody had too much chicken and mayonnaise, whatever. And I'm like, man, this. And the bus windows never open. So, Tyler, did you notice that? You be like, I'm gonna open the window. It'd be like this. You'd be up. Let me get some air. So I'm going to leave it there. That's so wrong, but it's all right. Okay. I think we have a couple comments. Don Foster, that's my cousin's. That's my cousin. That's my second cousin. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Big up to cousin Nook. So I'm bringing this up because I see kids today who don't understand the idea of an outing. They don't. I've seen teenagers, like when I was 16 years old, if I want to go on an outing, I need like days in advance to know. I see kids now that just go for, I am going to visit my friend and so and take off and go. I'm like, hey, I feel cheated because I couldn't do that. Outing, hour over, hour back. And if you were a kid, you knew you couldn't have an outing without a parent being there. You know what I'm saying? Football game, yes. Basketball game, yes. You could do that, but you could not be gone because they didn't have GPS back then. They want to know exactly where you are. It was almost like a relay. As soon as you came around, pop, you better touch and let somebody know that you're getting there. So, okay. One of my favorite outings, and I'm going to wrap up. It was actually not to Richmond County Fair. It wasn't. I don't know if my dad's watching, but I'm going to admit, I look back and I really like this outing. The outing was to go to the Eastern Market. I love the market. The idea of fresh food, fresh produce, fresh meat. Now, it smelled horrible, brothers and sisters. It stank. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you. I mean, you're talking about walking around, you see blood on the floor, on the ground. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're a kid. I'm like, but it was so organic to watch your dad go up to a butcher or watch your mom go up to a butcher and go, hey, give me 7 pounds of steak or something like that. And they put it in the paper and they wrap it and you get it. You know, my dad once took me to a wholesale store. It was a wholesale marketplace. And this is where stores would come and buy their stuff. And his idea was we'll buy in bulk. Okay, here's the deal, brothers and sisters. I didn't really understand the whole idea of buying in bulk. This is like 78 or something. And my dad said, well, you want to get some cereal? I said, yeah. He said, get what cereal you want. The cereal I loved at the time was honeycomb cereal. Honeycomb cereal. Now, he said, get the honeycomb cereal. But I went to open the package of this whole crate of honeycomb cereal. And the guy said, no. It's wholesale. Wholesale is sort of like the wholesale is like the family outing transition for, it's sort of like a family outing. You know, when you buy one retail, that's vacation. Wholesale, that's right, it's an outing. And so the guy goes, no. He said, if you want the honeycomb, you got to buy all of them. Brothers and sisters, I got the honeycomb cereal. At that age, it seemed like it was 900 boxes of honeycomb cereal in that pallet. And my dad said, doggone it, you want a honeycomb cereal? You're going to eat all that cereal. I started eating honeycomb cereal in 1978. I'm happy to say that I finished it at the end of Ramadan. And I gave it out for Eid. So if anybody wants honeycomb cereal, I got 2 boxes left. All right, let's give a shout out to our sponsor. First of all, I want to give a shout out, of course, to BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. Again, that's BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. If you do not want to go to the website, please inquire. Give a call at 1-800-679-3175. Again, that's 1-800-679-3175. Shout out to Miss Maxine Cade, Esquire. Also, we're going to give a shout out to Bayan Islamic Graduate School. Again, that's Bayan Islamic Graduate School. I appreciate you guys, man. I know we've had a great relationship over the years, but your boy had to graduate at some point in time because y'all was starting to make jokes. I had the Muhammad Ali scholarship, and y'all were making jokes like, "How long you been here?" Like, I'm believing they were like, "I think Muhammad Ali gave you the scholarship while he was still living." I'm like, "Y'all cold blooded. That's cold blooded." But I'm gone now, and you'll miss me. Will I miss you? No. Okay, I'm just kidding. So let's everybody, I hope everybody had a good time. Because we had to kick back. We've had everything, and big shout out to the ceasefire in the Middle East. I hope that lasts more than 15 minutes. I hope people get their acts together and realize that God's watching. God's watching. Other than that, big shout out to my cousin Don came on the show, and give him some love, and the Foster family and everybody that came on, commented. I appreciate you. I think my mom I don't know, my mom will be on here. I don't know. She had a busy day. Let's give a shout out also, brothers and sisters, to those spots that I mentioned: York, Pennsylvania, Reading, Richmond County Fair. I don't even know if they even happen anymore. If they happen like they used to, those just be big fairs, man. Not like the cheap ones, like the cheap fair where it was a donkey there. I remember I went to a fair, guy. You want to go on a ride? I said, yeah. And he said, walk into a donkey. I was like, a donkey ride? He was like, the donkey's nice. I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of here. We're going to run that commercial. People, due to an error and a conflict with Facebook, we can't run our normal outro because they believe that I'm using music that's not licensed. It's not true. I pay for the music. So if you guys don't mind, for this time till we get this situation worked out, we're just going to go out on a commercial. I'll see you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let's go ahead and roll. Yo, assalamu alaikum. I'm Preacher Moss, comedian extraordinaire, but I like to add a new title to my name. I'm Professor Preacher Moss. You know why? Because I just graduated. Wait a minute, let me get this out of here. This is it. Okay. I'm Professor Preacher Moss, and it's come through the courtesy and the blessing of the Muhammad Ali Scholarship, which came through Bayan Islamic Graduate School. Now, listen, I know a lot of you people are thinking, can I do it? Yes, you can do it. This is the part where I'm supposed to say it's easy. It's not easy. Listen, it was easy to get this degree. Trump would be a mufti. I digress. Listen though, for you brothers and sisters that are interested, go to bayanonline.org and you could be like me. Put yourself in the picture for Islamic education. Wait a minute, there's a picture right there. Sound like them, everybody. Take care. Preach them off.